Hey, welcome back to Strategy and Snark. Today, we're playing Dungeons & Dragons Online, and we're heading to the Necropolis. This is at the very top of House Fiarlan, which itself is the 10 o'clock from the marketplace. Over in the top left corner anyway. The Necropolis is actually 4... I put my whole hand in the correct spot. 4 different quest packs. They are related to each other, but you don't have to do them in order for it to make sense. Conveniently, it also has a barkeep right here, so I can sell all of this junk that I forgot was just sitting in my bag. Sell. None of it's jumping out at me at a quick glance. Okay. Inventory space reclaimed. Now, the basic gist of what's going on here. This is what I believe is the original graveyard for the city. Might even be older than the city. Might be from the time of the giants. It's old. Is old. Has really pretty trees, but it's old. Those are probably going to be the thumbnail, because I like those trees. Also, look at how weird this tree is. It's like standing. It's weird, but it's cool. Oh man. Look at that shot there. That doesn't really say Necropolis, but that's a pretty cool picture. Anyway, there are 3 separate groups of tombs right here, and then a little further on, a big one. Each of the 4 adventure packs, expansions, whatever their terminology is one of these sections. So, Necro 1 is going to be this first one right here. I don't remember which people are Necro 1. You'll note all these little gold cups, because I am close enough in level that we could do the second and third Necropolis chain, but I can't tell which people are which. So we're going to just pick up all the quests. If you buy one of the packs, then the yellow ones are the ones you want. They'll be red if you don't have that quest. Oh, I know it's not one of these, but I'm just going to grabbity grab all the quests. And then we will for sure have all of them. So, Necro 1, Necropolis Part 1. I'm not sure exactly how they mark it. It is 5 quests. 4 that lead up into a finale quest. And that's going to match all the other ones too. There's going to be 4 lead up quests and 1 big quest. Necropolis 4 then also has a raid in it. Necropolis 4 is also epic, so you can do it heroic, like the low level 14, and later in the epics. The first 3 Necro don't have epics yet. So you'll note I skipped this guy. So this guy and this one are from competing factions here. Not all of these guys are from the same place. One of them is the Emerald Claw, the symbol being an emerald claw. And the other one is the other one the Silver Flame? Silver Flame. Oh, yeah, and there's their Silver Flame. This is some Legends of the Hidden Temple level Shrine of the Silver Monkey kind of like very obvious signage. So, there's two competing camps. Both of them want to delve into these tombs. All of these quest givers are basically giving you like, hey, I kind of heard about this tomb. I think there's something weird going on. I suspect that the big bad guy over there that we don't know who is yet is doing something evil, and we're going to stop all of his lieutenants. So Necro 1, 2, and 3 are knocking out the lieutenants for the guy in Necro 4. You then knock out his big lieutenants, get them over to your side, go in, and then the raid is the guy himself. I don't believe that you know who it is at first, though, because you're kind of just following rumors at first. Just double checking all these are yellow on my map. Good, we've got all the quests. So, before I distracted myself, the reason that I'm not picking up these last two quests, these are the faction like leadery kind of person for the two factions. You can only take the quest from one of them at a time. They're going to give you a little pendant. If you take the pendant into the final quest of each of the 4 different chains, you can upgrade it. I believe, off the top of my head, that the guy on the left, Jacob, he's the Silver Flame representative. I believe that his item ends up being more useful. So we have this Silver Flame trinket. I'm going to just lock it in my inventory, and we're going to ignore it until we get to the last quest. Just bring it with you. Right now it's basically level 0. I could take it, I believe, to any quest, any of the finale quests, and as long as it's more than 0, you can upgrade it. You could just do the raid 4 times and it'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, because you have to do it at least the level it was. I cannot do the first chain 4 times because it'll max out at 1. It's a different item if you do the other lady, and you cannot carry both of them at the same time. I believe you could walk over to let's test that. Where's the bank? There's a banker here. I believe I can just put it in the bank and then she'll give me the other one, but I don't think I can carry. I either can't carry both at the same time, or I can only use one at a time in the quest. Anyway, let's find out. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, I was able to get the other one by using the bank. Am I allowed to carry both? Cool. We're going to carry both and see what happens. They're going to sit right there. We're going to use the Silver Flame one first, because we get 1 use. If we can do both of them, then cool. I will do both of them if we can do both of them. I don't think we can do both of them. So, Necro 1 is these first 4 over here. We're going to just pick... we'll just pick one. There's no specific order to doing these 4. Tomb of the Sanguine Heart. Doop, doop, doop. Alright. We need to slay Henenu and the vessels of the faith to open the path to the mummy. All 4 of the bosses of these 4 quests are going to be mummies. We only know a little bit about them. I did not bring the hireling because apparently he expired, so I'm going to have to go fetch him, but not right now. So when they say vessels of the faith, what they are talking about is, as you run through this quest, zombies are going to pop up out of the water. The regular ones are just called Risen Servitors, but occasionally there's a wandering one called Vessel of the Faith. They are fairly evenly spaced throughout the quest, for this one anyway. I will tell you right now, I don't do these quests very often. So I am going to tell you there are traps by way of I stepped through the trap, and then I will tell you there was a trap there. There's a poison trap there. I'm just going to rely on my giant paladin pecs to get me through. Look, there's a fire trap right there. This is a level... I should not stand in another fire trap. These are old quests. Old quests have more traps, just on average. But this is level 5 quest. I'm level 9. My numbers are probably fine to just walk through the traps on normal mode. So there's going to be 4. These quests are very symmetrical. There are going to be 4 sections that look like this. I'm going to beat up the casters first. Oh, there's a vessel of the faith. See, it just looks like another zombie. So you do have to just kind of beat up everything zombie looking. You can use tab to target things, but I can't target inactive ones. I have to actually run over here and kind of stomp around. Apparently that one's just decoration. It says optional, but we weren't going to let this guy live anyway. We need nothing in here. Treasure? Oh. Now they wake up, now that we're up here. Super trapped. Just so you know. Super trapped. I'll tell you right now, I don't usually play these quests because they get a bit repetitive. So we need to kill the Vessels of the Faith. We're going to just kind of run down very similar looking hallways and beat things up. It's pretty much all undead. So if you're playing a character that has trouble with undead, I mean, the place was called the Necropolis. It's going to be undead. There's going to be a trap over here because the traps are basically symmetrical. I was apparently wrong. But look, another room just like the one we left. There's probably a Vessel of the Faith chilling on the other side of this pillar. Wait for the zombies to wake up. Did the caster just run past me just so I wouldn't get him? Alright, little Vessel of the Faith, where are you? Really? Nothing? Maybe I'll wake up after I open this door. Alright, we're putting... Who is shooting at me? Putting acid resistance up because we're getting hit by a lot of acid arrows. That should solve that problem. I'm not going to open the treasure chest this time because I don't need the treasure. And I don't want to take any more trap damage because I don't have a hireling to fill me back up. I only have my 2 lay on hands and my 10-minute 10-minute at a time perfect heal. So I believe that there are more than... We've killed 1 so far. I think there's more than 3 Vessel of the Faith. Really? Oh, there's 1 now. Probably followed me out of that other room, because I'm pretty sure those big rooms are supposed to have 1 in them. All of these quests basically have randomly placed objectives. So I don't... Like, the Vessels are the least random. And you need, like, the fewest of them. I was pretty sure that was a secret door. Nothing I need in here, I like that I can find the secret door with my ring of true seeing. Oh, hello, Vessel of the Faith. So, these quests are all connected by a central chamber. So, once you have done the thing that opens the way to the mummy, aim for that door on the map. That'll take you to where the mummy is. This quest, the Vessels of the Faith kind of wander a bit, but I'm sure that there's another... Hey, I'm explaining something here. Rude. I'm sure that there's another one wandering around. These quests are not big, and you can just run around and kill things until you find the one thing you're supposed to kill. This one's not too bad. So, whenever you see that little blue, like, shield thing pop up around me, that is that random spell resistance that we have on one of our items, blocking a spell from affecting us. It's kind of nice, but it'll only work for a couple of levels. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and use one of my heals. And we're going to punch this mummy. Punch, punch. Mummy down. Did he dispel? He cast Dispel on me, and he... Okay. The mummy can cast Dispel. That is, like, the biggest waste of his time, though. You can get these scarabs out of these chests. Right here. I want to say these are involved in upgrading the little items we got from the guy in town, that we had to pick one or the other. I want to say you need a set of the scarabs, so you have to run every quest. Can't just jump into the last one. But I don't remember there being scarabs in Necro 4. If you click on the little crypt thingy, it's actually a secret passage into this center area. And if it was real, that's at the boss arena of the 5th quest, the capstone one. That's what's down there. What we're doing is we're beating up all of the lieutenants so that we can get in there. If I would just always go left, I shouldn't screw this up. So yeah, we came from that one. We can access all 4 quests from in here. It's just kind of nice. We don't have to run around on the outside or anything. I like it when you have a nice little hub. Let's see. When you pop in from, like, the back door, they even give you a secret door to put you at the beginning of the quest. This is where we would have walked in if we had just clicked this from outside. Oh, this one. So, gotta put out the candles. If we put out all the candles, that's what's going to open the way to the mummy this time. Apparently this is an optional that I have not seen before. So we need to put out all the candles. I kind of like this one. I don't know why. I kind of like this one because the candles are not hard to find and they're always in the same place. So, how do you open this door? There's no lever. There's no key. You just literally run through it. It's an automatic door. Like the one at the grocery store. You just run into it and it'll open. And another lockdown. Extinguish the flames. 4 left. I'll tell you right now. 1, 2, 3, and I think there's one up top there. They're very symmetrical. Just keeping an eye out for guys as we go. These quests are almost symmetrical to a fault. Like, if you know half the map, it's just going to mirror the other half. There are a couple little side paths. Like there's a door back there I could have gone through. There's a secret door right here that has a bookshelf collectible behind it. There's a lot of secret stuff. But because it's so low level and it's such an old pack, it's not really worth going out of our way to get any extra loot here. Oh, I have to actually... I need an iron key to open that one. That's probably just an optional. Here we go. Around the corner. Kill the casters. And we turn off another one of these. And we're going to go like a door over, hit another one. And when I said symmetrical, remember we got one here, one here, one here, one here. We're going to go to the next door over, and then we're going to go down here. They're literally copy-paste perfect mirrors. I should not have taken that many swings. I guess I could put my buffs up. Acid, it resists just because Melf's acid arrow is a thing. And it does decent damage considering we will be alive the whole thing. It's not a very good spell for us to use because most enemies die so fast that like the damage over time effects aren't very good these days. They're good against us because we won't die, so it actually does its full damage to us every time. Really? All you guys are living on like a sliver of health? Out of the way. All we gotta do is high five this last one here, which was over basically where we started. I thought about just turning around and grabbing it while we started. There we go. Back the way we came. Perfectly symmetrical. Always in the same spot. This is a pretty easy one. I do like that each of the 4 guardians will always have like kind of a unique way to unlock them. They didn't, strictly speaking, copy paste. We're just getting to the minions, right? So yeah, we're just doing a thing to unlock a mummy fight and then fighting the mummy. Like, okay, yeah, technically it's the same quest 4 times. I like that one of them you have to kill specific zombies. I like that, like, you have to go turn off the immortality lock. Problem is, one of these, it might even be this one. Yes, it is this one. So, if I would have looked at the icon right here, party-based challenge requires 4 or more players. Basically, you gotta have 4 people standing on 4 pressure plates to open the first door to go through the quest. You can get away with hirelings. So we've got our one little hireling that we always have with us. If you have the gold hirelings, like the ones you can summon at the same time, like I went and I did this quest already, thinking I couldn't get through. I have this little cleric and this little satyr that came from Feywild and a starter pack respectively. That was how I forced my way through for the sake of looking at the quest. But somebody mentioned a way to trick the quest. So, we're going to redo this quest. You won't even see the old try. We're going to go in here and we're going to get through this actually solo. So what we're going to do is we're going to summon our hireling. Now, this might take you a few tries, okay? This is not the intended way you do this quest, but it does work. Just keep in mind it might take a few tries. Fortunately, it's a few tries in, like, the first little room of the game. So, it's not a big deal. We're going to run around and make sure all the enemies are attacking me. I don't want them attacking the hireling. So now that everything knows I'm here, but they don't know anything about the hireling, who is on passive at the entrance, we're going to go step on the first of these pressure plates. See how the light turns on when I step on it? I'm going to summon the hireling to that spot, and we're going to leave him there. It doesn't matter whether you pick left or right. They are identical paths that meet in the middle later. So, the trick. Enemies count as holding down the pressure plate, but they're not going to hold still. Unless they're dead again. If you can kill the enemies while they are standing on the pressure plate, and then you make a run for the other one. So the hireling's holding down one of these, and we're going to home run, home plate slide. We get over here just in time before the enemy corpse has despawned, and that's 2 corpses, a hireling, and us. We just slide in there. Make sure you put your hireling on there first. You don't quite have enough time to run in here, put the hireling there, and then jump on yours. So get the enemies, put the hireling there when they don't have any aggro, slay 2 guys, home plate slide, whoosh, right on there, and we have the door open. Solo. No gold hirelings required. No, it's not locked to the pet classes. You don't need any fancy spells. There's other ways to do it, but that, everybody can do that. So now, unfortunately, the rest of this quest is not that exciting. I don't dislike this quest from this point forward. It does have a cool room. These are cool little trap rooms right here. Skeleton archers standing up on elevated platforms. You don't want to fall down there. It's supposed to be like a bottomless pit, but it's actually just water, and I'm pretty sure there's a ladder you can climb out. And even if there's not a ladder, you're not dead. You can just literally use the recall and try again and don't fall in. I like this idea of the little run the gauntlet kind of thing. That you're not intended to kill all the enemies. You're just supposed to be able to, like, run past, get through. Our Spearbane from Korthos, still doing a lot of work. I think this opens like an extra... I think this opens a door over there that has a rest shrine in it. But we only really care about going forward. Once we're through the room, and I'm going to pull the hireling through, we're going to turn around and we're going to kill the melee enemies that have been running around chasing us, just so we're not on that green dungeon alert. Dungeon alert was introduced after this quest, so that's... You really aren't... They didn't intend to punish you for not killing the skeletons. It's just one of those, like, we added a thing later that kind of messed with how this quest works. But still. I'm just gonna kind of, we're on normal mode, right? None of these can kill me. So we're just gonna kind of run, get as many of the guys as we can so I don't have to stop as often. So, soon as, fine, just do my map anyway. So we came in down here, immediately had to do the pressure plate thing. We ran up through this, like, skeleton archer gauntlet. The other side of the quest that we didn't go down is identical. They are mirrored. Just the symmetry is real in these quests. So you and your other, you went this way. Your other party, if you are playing with other people, went this way. You meet right here in this middle room, and now you can go forward and fight the boss. There is one more of those little skeleton zigzaggy rooms. I should probably actually kill some guys so we're not in orange alert. That's going to slow me down significantly. Dungeon alert, kind of doing its job, saying, hey, don't just run past all the enemies. Because I am also ignoring the melee enemies. So, more archers up on things. I kind of want to introduce that into, like, one of my actual Dungeons & Dragons, like, paper games. Because I kind of like this. These are very curious traps. So you might notice, if I can stand somewhere that the archers aren't getting me. Yes, shoot them for me. When that little dart thing hits me, it's actually rolling dice. The trap is rolling against my armor class. So if you have a high armor class, you just run through this trap. You don't care. They're also physical projectiles like everything else. So if you just run, if you can fit your character model in between, you just won't take damage anyway. Not that you'll really notice because the archers are shooting at you. And you got these target levers. You whack the lever, turns off the trap. You can do that with a ranged weapon, like my dart. I can throw my dart at it, if I line it up. Dart. Trap turns off. Alright, get out of my way. I find it, I like that there's different kinds of traps. They don't really do it as much anymore because they don't, modern quest design, they don't do traps as much anymore. And if they do, there's usually a big, obvious way to turn the trap off. So you don't have to be a rogue. They also don't do the thing where they require multiple players to... Really? You're going to stop me from hitting the lever? Hireling, come here. Over here. Thank you. Once that bleeding stops, there we go. The hireling is physically between me and the archers, so he took some of those hits for me. Gave me the opportunity to pull the lever. I could have done it the other way too, because I'm bigger than him. I could have taken a step back, told him to hit the lever, and I would block the shots while he did the work, but either way, use the hireling as a meat shield. And now we beat up mummy number 3 at this point. If I remember, I'm replacing the 3rd quest I did. There we go. Tomb of the Burning Heart. No extra hirelings needed. No other players needed. Just a little timing. It might take you a few tries. If you kill the enemies, you run over there, and you didn't quite do it fast enough, just reset the quest. You're literally in the first minute of the quest. Just reset till you get it right. Once those gates are up, the rest of this quest is free. It's just run to the end, kill the guy, done. Do we get any magical treasure? Not off the top of my head. Alright. Yeah. So, back to old me. Keep in mind, I will be kind of griping about this quest not being completely soloable in a couple parts as I do my review and such. My review of this pack does not change. It is still exactly what I say. But I'm going to put I'll put a little note over here over my head that like, hey, yes, I did solve that problem. Keep that in mind. Anyway, back to me. And then we still got one of these to do. The one I almost walked at. Okay, yeah. Tomb of the Crimson Heart. Last one of the 4 before we can do the middle. Destroy the Guardian Knumhotep. I know they're mummies, but like, did we just import some mummies from whatever Eberron's version of like Egypt is? Like, why do they all have like Egyptian names? So this quest, see, this thing says rune, so I hit Q and it targets the nearest interactable object. We have to find these runes. They're stuck to skulls. And there's some number of them. I think there's 3 more. This is absolutely trapped. Where's my trap? It looks trapped. Whatever. We need to find the rest of the runes. The runes are randomly placed. I hate randomly placed because it means I don't have the ability to just run straight to it. And yet... Oh, there's my trap. Big old blade trap. We're going to pull the hireling through. Big old traps. Old, like I said in the first quest, these are old school quests where they just are like, you know, every other hallway we should probably trap it. Every party's going to have a rogue. This feels like we're going way too far off. I'm hitting Q a lot. Just seeing if I can get a read on where... Like, it lit up that crude altar over there, which isn't what I was looking for, but... Really? I see door. Slave priest of the Crimson Heart. I'm not strong enough? I have 18 strength, and we're on normal mode. Wow. If you run up against a door like that, it's not required to beat the quest. Crude altars, nothing. So, these little fireballs. This is the only quest chain I ever see them in. They are a spell that has a duration, but it creates this thing that follows targets around. They are invulnerable. You have to just wait them out. Alright. They don't move very fast, but it is kind of annoying that, like, there's nothing I can do to get rid of them. I suspect the AoE Dispel might do it, but I don't have that. I am Paladin. Just hitting Q again. I can't run straight towards the end of the quest, because I have no idea where these other skulls are. So we kind of have to go down every single room. Oh, there's a rune. Looking for, and look at this, like, seriously, use Q. Q is there for a reason. Alright? This freaking rune is on the ground, behind a trap, facing the other way. If I wasn't using Q to look for things, like I could detect that rubble, if I wasn't using Q, I would never know that was there. 2 more runes. Hopefully this isn't, you know, hopefully I don't have to literally go through every single hallway to find them. That's moss. Now the urns are in the way because it's registering as an item. That's the way to the boss. I don't think they're going to put the rune on the way to the boss. But just in case. Yeah, I can't open the door until I do the runes. The symmetry kind of works. Like, we found one over here, give or take. So every quadrant probably has one. So here's one up here. I found it with Q. And then 2 feet away. So there was 2 up here, like right next to each other. So, randomly placed. Not my favorite thing. Like, I get it. The quest isn't always going to be the same. Gives you a reason to split up and search. That's fine. I just don't like getting stuck staring, like not having noticed Like, it's very easy to overlook one of the runes and spend like 20 minutes like, where is this thing? And you're going down every hallway over and over again because they're not easy to see. I've that's happened to me before, and that colors my opinion of the quest, is that I've gotten not stuck, but I felt trapped because I didn't want to give up my progress of finding all but one rune. It sucked. So, because we've done all 4 of these, we're going to exit back out to the Necropolis. We're going to turn in these 4 quests, and that's going to give us the ability to take the final quest of this chain. The first 4 quests are very samey. Do a thing to unlock the door, stab a mummy. The thing being runes, vessels of the faith, immortal locks, and stand on these 4 things and then run. Alright. You know what? I am going to read the little blurb here just in case they do anything fancy. Oh, the guy with the runes. That was the first quest. The first seal has been broken. Yeah, he doesn't say anything lore-wise other than, hooray! You know, you've broken the seal. We can try to get into the last one. Whatever. Take an item. As the chain continues, it becomes more and more clear that bad stuff is happening, and these guys kind of give you more of a... The later guys are more like, please help us stop this evil. These guys are more like day laborers telling you to go do their job for them. That's 2. We did... Oh. The crouchy guy. Nothing off the top of my head. So now, this one came up gold. Be very careful if you're trying to replay these quests, because her little gold cup doesn't stay there permanently. We're going to beat her quest, and if I want to repeat... If you want to repeat these quests, get on the wiki. Go on the forum. Because there's like a specific way you need to reset these quests in order to do them again, without having to do all 4 of the other quests to do this one time. I don't know what it is off the top of my head. I'm just warning you. These are funky to reset to do them a second time. Just warning you. So, the first major boss in here is going to be a vampire. Blah, 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 blah. He cut out his own heart. And when we looked down through the blue thing, you could see, lining all the walls, bunches of coffins. His heart's in one of them. Stab his heart, kill him. But you gotta get there, and you gotta go through dozens of these coffins while he's trying to kill you. It's tricky. This quest is also considered one of the best XP runs. People get really good at speedrunning this quest, and they just rack up tons of XP. But remember, they gotta be careful about how they reset the quest. Apparently, I just need to run over here. Hello? Well, I haven't quite made it to the top yet. It's not blocked, it's right here. Average difficulty, very long. Technically level 6, but it's part of this pack. 5, 5, 5, 5, 6. That pattern is going to continue. The last quest in all of these is going to be one level higher. So, we'd open the east wing, open the west wing, fight our way into Mr. Vampire. This is an excellent quest for splitting up if you have people. People who can, you know, handle their sides. For us, we're going to go down every hallway while holding down the sword button, with the goal being to flip all the levers. Once all the levers are flipped, we will be able to fight the boss. It is very late here. These are basically force fields. I'm not allowed to walk through them. They don't hurt you. They're just funneling you the right direction, basically. What we're looking for is a lever. This is literally a circle. Well, let's keep going. Yeah, we just... What a wonderful circle I've made. Off the top of my head, this is going to branch into a big section up here and a big section down here. And then we're going to go over here. Big section of mostly spiraling in. Ah. This is what I missed. There's a room with levers in it to open the doors to either side. So you're going to go in the middle room. Flip all the levers. Levers? There you are. Go away, bleed. So that'll open one side. This opens the other. I'm not sure why we do this, like, extra step other than maybe forcing you to know where the shrine is? Anyway, the doors are open. This is going to be... Oh, a lot of those guys unstealthed at the same time. Interesting. So these kind of spiral in on themselves, if I remember right. Yeah, it's going to split directions. We're going to have to go all of the directions. That's the up one. These are not going to meet. Okay, that's a reasonable number of guys all at once. We'll cleave that. This one feels very slow. Like, people count it as a good XP run, but that's because these paths are so linear and it doesn't do much in the way of requirements, that you have 4 players and all 4 players go do a different one, and they just report back in the middle and they're basically done. As a solo player, I gotta literally run the entire length of the dungeon every time. Where are we at? So, we need to kill the priests. What we're really looking for is lever. As always, progress is made with levers. Technically, that's what we're doing, is we need to take out that sanguine lock. But to do that, we need to find the lever. Hello, Mr. Lever. We're probably going to circle around the whole thing. Yep. We found the lever. It was literally as far as we could go. Lever is locked. Is this a kill the monsters scenario? Yep. Okay. Now that those are unlocked, now we can get into the middle and do this one after we kill the bad guys. After I kill those bad guys too. We did miss one. Alright. One open. I see the priest for the optional, so I'm taking him out. So we're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to run through a little spirally section. Flip a lever. Get into the middle. Light the torch. I don't even remember if it was lighting or putting out at this point. Oh, this is just a rest shrine. Okay. Oh no, the famished one. Did the famished one need a sandwich? Alright. Oh, right here. I'm going to take this T branch and just go straight. Man, all this straight would be great to have, like, haste or something. So the satyr from the quest, we needed 2 extra warm bodies to stand on the platform. The satyr has haste. It's kind of nice to be able to just do a 30-second haste at a time. But not broken. Like, you have to click on that stupid button every 30 seconds. Like, I'm not going to do that. Alright. This area looks pretty much identical. Like, we're just going around the loop again. Because we have to go all the way around. Oh, look, Immortal Priest. Guess I can cull the guys behind me. As usual, I'm on normal mode. I am not threatened by any of these whatsoever. If you're playing on elite mode, maybe don't drag an entire dungeon's worth of guys around with you. Alright. Judging on the map, the lever has to be over here. Alright. Out. Here's the lever. And out. And then just like before, we're gonna hit We're lighting it. We're lighting it after I kill this guy and take his key, because apparently they locked it. They locked the giant candle. Alright. Now can I? Thank you. Now we go do the same thing on the other side. If you're solo, this is not going to be a great XP farm. This is not where you want to be trying to get all the XP. Now, 4 people, 4 people strong enough to do their own section? Yeah. Boop, boop. Great XP. So many hallways. At least my little heater is turned on, keeping my toes all nice and warm. It's not scalding them finally. There's preemptively, all right, because I have nothing better to talk about while we literally copy paste what we did over there, but over here this instead. Let's go ahead and let's give our 2 cents about this pack. So we have something to talk about while we're fighting the exact same undead, drawing just the same pattern again. Do I recommend this pack? Hell no. Not even on sale. Like, this one's not as egregious as some of the other Necro ones. Most people say, you know, Necro 4, the last one, and it's also epic. People like that one. It's got great quests. They're all unique. I've been doing those for years. Never sad to go there. This one, man, this is an easy skip. I never do this quest or this chain. It's just not worth it. Like, yeah, it doesn't hurt anything. Remember, I paid points for this one because it's pretty cheap. I think they even went out of their way to make it cheaper. You know why this account has it? Because they did a quest code that gave all of the old content away. That's why this account has it. There's no love here. It's not as bad as some of the later ones. So I just find these a little boring. You do 4 very similar things, and then you fight identical bosses, and then you have to run down this admittedly neat geometric looking thing. Like, I like the way it looks. But haven't we already killed? Oh, the priests are separate based on which. Okay, never mind. We're running around in these same squares, doing the... It's getting hard for me to just stay awake. I mean, yes, it's super early in the morning, but still. Just running in circles, hitting the same undead. This quest in particular, like, it's not hard. Right? It's old scaling, so even on Elite, all of the enemies are really pushovers these days. But man, it's so long to do this when you don't have somebody else to split with. And this is normal mode. This is waves of these guys just throwing themselves on my sword. We know we're not allowed to turn the lever till we kill the guys in the room. We don't want them to know that we turned the lever, apparently. Now we can grab 3 out of 4 on our way out. Turn. Okay, I have to actually... Mini boss time, even though it's just a barrow wight. Alright. One more. That's right, we still need to go down here to do the down, or the southern section, assuming north is up. I don't mind the lead up quests in this pack. So I'm okay with the douse the immortality candle quest. I'm fine with the killing the vessels of the faith. But then we just get hard stopped by the unsolo ability of, I think, the third quest. Not being able to solo it makes me sad. I mean, I can solo it because I have the hirelings, but I don't have a good other solution. If you can't get through there, you don't even get to do this quest. Might as well watch me do it. I don't even want to watch me do this. Run the exact same little stupid spiral. This should scale to how many people you have. Like, I know it's not that easy to recode things, but if I'm solo, I should only have to hit one of the marks. If you're playing family mode or whatever, and you've got 4 people, yeah, require 4. So require how many people are in there up to a maximum of 4. That'd be nice. I feel like the lever was the other way. Yep. We've tricked all the whites into lining up behind us, though. Yeah. Lever should be straight ahead based on there's nothing like there on the map, and that's the way it opens still. Earn. Okay, there's lever. Okay. Fine, I will kill the barrow white and then pick it up. Are you all happy now? Hit that one on the way out, and we're finally done with run the corners. Like, even if I could get past the I need 4 players to do this very basic quest, this one just annoys me that because I'm solo, I have to do every single section myself. Hireling, come turn this for me. Finally, we get to move on. That's just so much backtracking, and I hate backtracking. Man. Alright. These quests aren't hard. You can do these in a relatively short amount of time. And especially if you've got a group going, knock this thing down in literally a quarter of the time because you don't have to go every direction. There's our 4 things. So, before we walk in, okay, before we walk in, we kill these things. I can handle that. Before I was so rudely interrupted. So, the goal here is not to run in and hit the boss. The goal here is we need to find his heart, because he is effectively a vampire, and he took his heart out to hide it somewhere so you don't just, like, beat him up, stake him, and he's dead. He's like, I hid my heart. I'm immortal as long as you can't find it. Except he hid it in the room with him. So here's our first look at the Black Abbot. He is the one called Master. He's a big old lich. So now we know who we're dealing with. We're going to run up and just literally Coffin to coffin. Go look in every single coffin. If you have a high spot, which I do not, you can actually... I'll show it off here in a second, but if you have enough of a certain skill, that skill might tell you if you're in the right spot. For instance, I don't remember if it was wisdom or spot itself, but one time I ran by and it says, hey, the floor in front of this one is not as dusty. Because that's the one he's actually getting in and out of every day. That's where his heart is. Or he's, like, checking on it constantly like it's an email. Anything? Anything at all? Any of my skills count? I'm gonna guess that no, none of my skills count. Alright. Plan B. It just takes a while. I mean, you could get lucky. Get it on the first try. Yeah, I'm not even fighting. Like, this whole quest has been find the stuff that Mom. This whole quest has been find the stuff in the corners. Now we have to find... Get out of my way. Have to find the heart. Which is just... This is the perfect capstone for this pack. Just endlessly repeating the same action over and over again. And getting rewarded for it. This is almost Pavlovian at this point. Just like, come on, just give it to me. I'm practically falling asleep here. It's not any of the ones on there. I thought I already did. Oh, I haven't done the... Is it the even higher ones that I can't even jump to? How the hell do I get up there? I've never... Oh, there's stairs over there. I don't think I've ever had it on the top row. This is admittedly a bit longer than I normally spend trying to do this. Fortunately, the boss is literally just standing there letting us do it. Because remember, you're supposed to be fighting the boss at the same time. And we're basically just ignoring him. That's what makes this dungeon, or what's supposed to make it scary, right? There's a vampire trying to kill you while you're desperately searching for his heart to stab it. It's not a bad idea. It's just like, stop giving me... Oh, there we go. There we go. We finally burned his heart. Now he's vulnerable and we can run over here and beat the crap out of him. Alright. Wasn't that a super exciting boss fight of the boss watching us run around until we took off his invulnerability? Jeebus. So, here is our loot. Here is our ritual thing, which apparently we can just update both of them at the same time. I don't think that's intended. These are supposed to be exclusive. Whatever. So Silver Flame is now has negative energy absorption, so it'll block one spell a day right now. And you can use Cause Fear 3 times a day on the Emerald Claw. Not exciting. But they'll get better over time. Oh, and I have to physically take this book. Now remember, so that's 8,000, right? All 4 of the other quests were like 1,500. So this has like significantly more XP. So it goes pretty... Like, if you get 4 people and you can just slam those 4 different spots instead of sleepily doing it yourself, and then 4 people running around trying to find the heart, I can see why people would do that as a XP farm, but yeah. If it isn't obvious by now, I do not recommend this pack. The quests are not difficult. There's no loot. And honestly, they're just so repetitive. Do a thing 4 times. Kill a mummy. Do that 4 times. Then you can go and run down the end of a little hallway and flip a lever and turn out a candle 4 times. And then you get to go and touch every single coffin until you randomly find the one you want. And then you stab the boss. Like, there's nothing special here, folks. You skip this. You don't even buy it when it's on sale. You take it when it's free, and even then, skip it unless you're trying to max out your favor. Like, these aren't worth it. These aren't worth the time. It's a little sad to say, because I don't want to be negative. I want to find positive things about every quest, but the only positives I have about the Necropolis 1 quests is they're shorter than Necropolis 2 and 3 quests. They are much easier to just knock out. That's it. I like Necropolis 4, right? Happy when we get there. 1, 2, 3, all 3 of them are going to be a hard skip. But, you know, maybe I'll feel differently as I play through 2 and 3, because I've only done those a couple times each too. But as of right now, like, maybe it's because I'm tired. Maybe it's because we got really bad luck and had to touch every single coffin. Like, I'm just... Don't get this one. You want, like, a lot of the same hallway over and over and over again? There you go. There you go. Plus, one of them you can't even solo. I only did it for the sake of showing the quest off. You have to pay somehow or get another person in there. And without being able to do that 4th one, you can't do the last one. So, like, you really want to pay for 3 very mediocre, like, middle of the ground quests that don't even have good XP and no items? I didn't think so. Next time, 3 Barrel Cove, a pack that actually has items, a epic version, and honestly one of my favorite quests. It actually has a couple of really good quests. Sadly, we won't be able to do the other one till way later, but 3 Barrel Cove. 3 Barrel Cove is fun. We're going to have fun next time. We're going to have fun next time. We're not going to fall asleep running down endless freaking hallways. We're going to have fun next time. Pirates! Yeah. Next time, pirates. I'm going to bed. Don't buy this pack.